pandemic has caused many families in 21 Country to struggle, sometimes creating an uncertainty of getting food on the table. But for nearly 10 years, Hoosiers Feeding the Hungry has worked on getting protein-rich meats into the homes of those who need it.
Now, Krista shares how their role in 2020 drastically changed. We do warn you, though, we're taking you inside a meat processing facility, so not everyone may want to take this particular trip with us.
Integrity Meats is just one of dozens of meat processors that package donated beef, pork, and venison for Hoosiers Feeding the Hungry. The nonprofit started in 2011 by taking deer donated from hunters and getting it and other seasonal proteins into food banks. It's since exploded.
I had retired from another company I worked at for 23 years, and this was just a hobby, and it grew from one county to statewide.
Founder Deborah Trish partnered with Community Harvest Food Bank early on, a way for her organization to distribute donations.
Protein is something we need. We get a lot of produce donated, we get a lot of chips and bread, but protein is something we need on a day in, day out basis. And again, it's expensive.
One of the challenges they navigated was that many families didn't have experience cooking with venison.
With deer, some people are a little bit intimidated by eating it. But if it's processed properly by a good meat processor, it won't be gamey because they'll take all the fat off of it. And it's all ground up. Everything is ground, so that way it's user-friendly with chilies or soups.
During the pandemic, Trish tells us Hoosiers Feeding the Hungry has been able to save hundreds of animals from going to waste.
This year was interesting with 4-H. A lot of them were virtual instead of going to the actual fair. And we had several counties where they would actually raise the money ahead of time to buy the animals from the kids, and then that was all donated to us, and then we paid processing fees on it and gave it to food banks.
When forced to close, companies like Tyson and JB Swift were losing thousands of pigs a day. Under Trish's leadership, they were able to get hundreds processed and into homes of grateful families across 21 Country.
So the need has gone up substantially here with the COVID situation, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better at this point. So I think we still got a long 6 months ahead of us, but with the help of Deb and groups like hers, we can help feed the clients that need it.
You have a lot of families that were affected just because they were living life, they were living life paycheck to paycheck, and then suddenly they don't have a paycheck. So we're glad that we can step in and help them with the meat aspect of it and help them get their food during this time.
Reporting in 21 Country, I'm Krista Miller.
Now, to put that need into perspective, Community Harvest Food Bank says on an average weekend, they'd get food to about 500 people. But last year, during the pandemic, that number doubled to more than 1,100. Hoosiers Feeding the Hungry operates on cash and animal donations. So if you're interested, we put information on how to help them on our website, WPTA21.com.